We have got some technical problem.
Damini, you want to take over for now? Priya comes in.
Oh, perhaps she's facing some network issues. In the meanwhile, this is the pre-match analysis show of match number 61, KKR versus SRH, and I welcome to today's pre-match show my distinguished guests for tonight, Devashi Sen, Abhijit Deshmukh, and Joydeep Mukherjee. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining.
Thank
A
you.
must-win game for both the teams. The playoffs race completely heated up. Each and every game now will be influencing the win.
Priya, you're back. All yours.
Oh,
All
finally!
yours.
Oh my God! I started feeling like Mr. India. Honestly, I could see all of you, and I'm talking when none of you guys are responding. I was like, "Ye ho kya raha hai?"
Good to have
We
you back,
couldn't
Priya.
hear you either. It's exactly.
I got
Good to have you
scared.
back.
Chalo, welcome, everyone. And it's nice seeing you all after a while. I was on a break, but it's good to be back here. And we are actually at a very crucial moment, crucial match today. We are down and through to those crucial moments of the tournament where every match is important for the teams to qualify. So, आज है IPL का 61st match, Kolkata Knight Riders versus Sunrisers Hyderabad. दोनों टीम्स 10 पॉइंट्स पे चल रही हैं. KKR has 2 games left. Sunrisers Hyderabad has 3 games left, including today. So their chances of qualifying to the playoffs are stronger. KKR, on the other hand, could win both, still not qualify, considering बहुत सारी teams हैं who are still fighting for the spot. So KKR's chances seem fairly low, but it is still a do or die situation for both these teams today. And both, it's the win is important for them to keep their hopes alive in the tournament. So before I begin and we start discussing about it, we had Abhijit from the stadium today in Pune, and he sent us some videos, really cool videos of the fans who are at the stadium to watch the match. So let's go ahead, watch those, and then come back and talk about it.
क्या लगता है आज कौन जीतेगा? केकेआर को डू और डाई मैच है. इसके बाद आज अगर मैच हारता है तो प्लेऑफ्स के रेस से
हारेगा, जीतेगा, कंफर्म जीतेगा.
कौन खेलेगा?
रसल मारेगा.
रसल मारेगा.
रेस मारेगा.
उसके बाद रसगुल्ला खाएगा. कौन जीतेगा आज केके और हैदराबाद में?
राहुल त्रिपाठी पुणे करे, वो हम एक्सेप्ट करेंगे, वो 100 मारेगा और आज का मैच जिताएगा हैदराबाद को.
All right, so the fans are quite excited. Let's start talking about the two teams. Joyda, I'll come to you first. Let's start by talking about not your favorite. Let's start talking about Hyderabad first. Well, they were a team initially. A lot of us were writing them off, saying that they probably won't do much, they won't put up that fight, and they won't leave a mark in the tournament. But they proved it otherwise. They started consistently winning some games in between, but then again, last 4 games we've seen them consistently losing. So, what are your thoughts on SRH going into the game today?
Yeah, they're favorites of mine. All 10 teams are, but some are more favorite than the others. Yeah, I think they surprised all of us, me for sure, because it looked like a very cut-to-cut team. Like I said, everybody had to be in form, everybody had to be injury-free, and all the 11, their best 11, had to be on the park. And then the nature of the pitches changed, where some of their bowling potency also went away a little bit over there, because we saw Umran and Bhuvi and everybody really doing well when the wickets were green. So I think that happened, and after that the injuries really hit them hard. Also the lack of form of Kane Williamson, him not putting Rahul Tripathi at the top of the order, in spite of him always having success at 3 when David Warner and Johnny Bairstow stroke Riddhi Mansah used to open for them. But he, for some reason, is just not batting at 3, the position which has worked for SRH in the past. So he's used to batting at 3. It's not that he's never batted at 3. And also he's not in form, which is not helping. So he's not utilizing the power play. And I think the injuries, there's some key injuries to the players. And because they're not a very, very big squad in terms of the guys who can actually fit into the 11 and win you games, those injuries, those replacements are looking quite a bit, not a proper replacement for the person who's missing out.
Right. Damini, tell me, Kane Williamson, as Joyda was also mentioning, unfortunately has not been able to get those runs with the bat, not been able to contribute, get going for the team. So your views on him going in today, once again as a captain and as a batsman in a do or die situation like today's?
I believe he is unnecessarily taking up the pressure of captaincy, get the better of his batting skills. He's a brilliant batter, there's no doubt about it, a world-class batter, and he has time and again through his performances shown that. I think all he needs to do is just keep it simple. He doesn't need to, yes, definitely he has that duty upon him, that responsibility to make sure SRH gets over the line, SRH gets home every match, but he just doesn't need, he needs to get his nerves under control, not get the captaincy pressure get too much on him. He just needs to be just and calm and quiet as he is, the calm demeanor that he maintains, and just keep it simple, keep his strategy worked out well, have his team fixed, tell his players to do the job. It's a teamwork. He doesn't have to take up all the pressure upon himself. Just tell his players that just go and do your job and let me do my job. That's it.
True. And along with Kane Williamson, Abhishek Sharma should be giving a good start to the team as well. And we know he's good, he's capable. So, Devashi, your thoughts on Abhishek Sharma today?
Yeah, he has done well. He has done well for Punjab as well. He leads Punjab in domestic cricket, so he's a good player. But the good thing for Sunrisers Hyderabad is that they got a 5-day break, which should rejuvenate them, and they should be recharged. And both Natarajan and Washington Sundar coming in, so that's a huge boost. And also Marco Jansen. So he's also, because Fazlul Farooqi doesn't look impressive in the last match. He went for a lot of runs, 47 runs from 4 overs. And so they look, this Sunrisers Hyderabad team, as far as tonight's match is concerned, looks a very, very strong side on paper. And as far as KKR is concerned, they have made only one change. Umesh Jadhav comes in for Pat Cummins, and also Shreyas Iyer has won the toss and has elected to bat first. So that's interesting. So, but I would say that Sunrisers Hyderabad would start as favorites, going by the team, man to man.
Well, I think that's what we have seen.
I think
now
there's
that
another change. I think Sam Billings also comes in for Sheldon Jackson.
Yeah, Sheldon Jackson.
So there's another change.
Right. And what we have seen now getting towards the end of the tournament is that teams are winning the toss and choosing to bat. So Abhijit, your views, you're at the stadium today, your views on the ground.
I think the Pune Stadium past 4-5 matches, the team batting one has won first. So I think probably that's what looks to me the strategy of KKR, because it's getting difficult here. The weather here is again pleasant here, so not like last match where it was too windy. But I think SRH side is really good today. It's great to have Washington Sundar and Tina Trajan back. So I think SRH is on the paper they're a really good team, but I think to me KKR is like do or die match for them. Uh, so I think that was the best move to win the toss and bat here first, because last five matches here the team winning and has won batting first. I think that's a good decision. I think Ajinkya Rahane also back, so also it's a good move I would say, because I think they've gone with the initial winning momentum what they had in the first 2 or 3 games. I think that's what they went.
True. True. Joda, let's start talking a little bit about Hyderabad's bowling. Now, something that has been their strength up tak, but we have seen in the last few matches they've been conceding a lot of runs. Umran Malik suddenly has become expensive, an economy of over 9. Now, जैसे आपने एक बार पहले भी कहा था that वो एक ऐसे diamond है, who's young, who's fast, but he needs polishing. So there's a lot of experience in the team. What kind of a guidance should be with him when he goes into the game today?
Yeah, that's a great question. Everybody's asking me what's happened to Umran Malik overnight. Nothing has happened to him. Actually, it's the pitches that have changed, and his length. He's still not a finished product who can change the length, because he's hit the deck bowler. He's bowls back of a length. He needs the wicket to be green and hard and grassy and seaming. All of which Deep Dasgupta in his pitch report today said that there is a possibility that there is green grass and it will seam around. Of course, Abhijit is
That is
there, so
green
he'll
ball.
be. Yeah, so Abhijit is seeing it as he speaks. So there is green grass. So that will help both the fast bowlers, because both have got quality fast bowlers. And I think the reason that KKR have batted first is because they know their batting has been shoddy and their bowling has been more solid. So they don't want to put the batting unit under pressure. They are saying let the batting unit go score 155, 160, and we'll put the pressure on our bowling unit, which is done better than the batting unit, to defend them. But on this wicket, if it is, what we've just discussed, then even Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, T. Natarajan, Marco Jansen, Umran Malik, Washington Sundar is a very, very good attack. Okay?
Yeah.
And this will also, again, help Umran Malik, because what we saw in the games that he went for over 9 is that people were playing him off the back foot, pulling him, cutting him, hitting him off the back foot. So when that happens, the seasoned campaigners, those bowlers, they bowl fuller. But right now, his release is just one-dimensional because he's very raw. So he just bowls that one back of a length, and he expects the pitch to do things for him. When the pitch slows down, your length has got to be further by about a couple of yards. That is not happening. That's what Mohammad Shami does. Mohammad Shami, if you see the first few games, the length he bowled, he's bowling slightly further up now because it's gotten slower, a little more bare, less swing. So that Malik doesn't have in his game right now, but he's raw. Even Mohammad Shami didn't have it when he was as raw as Umran, and that's the finishing school that we were talking about. Work under process, and he'll be there.
Right. What we need to probably see, Damini, I'll come to you with that. That as a bowling, just like how we keep saying about batting, the whole unit needs to click. You can't put pressure on one batsman to score those runs for the team. The same goes with bowling as well, right? If the others are not performing, then that one bowler kind of takes the pressure to restrict runs or to get those wickets. So as a unit, they need to click. Damini.
Yes, absolutely. As time and again, cricket is a team sport. So all the 11 players have to contribute equally. It's not that one particular bowler or one particular batsman has to do the 90% of the job and rest of the team just builds up on that particular performance. No, everybody equally has to contribute. When there is a batting unit, the batting unit's job is to score the runs properly. Yes, losing wickets, but score a handsome amount of runs. Same way with the bowling, make sure you're taking the wickets and restricting the opposition batters, and each and every person is doing that. Unfortunately, one person is not clicking, so the other person takes up the job. It's a team sport. Equally distribute the work amongst yourselves. That's it, simple and straight.
Absolutely. Let's move to KKR. Especially, we have seen that KKR's batting has been a problem. A lot of shuffling, a lot of experiments that they keep doing. Or confusion chal raha hai team mein. Today they have a chance, but at the same time, as I was saying, that there are other teams fighting for the spot, and even if KKR wins today and the other game that they have, their chances of coming through to the playoffs are fairly low. So they are probably going in with the mindset of nothing to lose. So we might see some fearless cricket from them today, right, Debashish?
Right, as was the case with Mumbai Indians and Chennai Super Kings match. Mumbai Indians playing a spoil sport. So one would hope that KKR also play a spoil sport as far as Sunrisers semblance of a chance is concerned. But for that to happen, someone needs to play an inspiring brand of cricket. And who in KKR will inspire? I doubt. I have my real doubt because last time they made 5 changes, they ended up winning. But I still believe that they lost the plot right in the middle of the season. They lost the plot, so they might very well end up losing those 2 matches. But the chances of qualifying is absolutely not possible. I'm very much guaranteed. I'm on record saying no chance of KKR qualifying for the playoffs, and also the fact that Brendan McCullum, it will be his last tenure as coach of KKR, so he's joining England Test side, so he might be aiming to go on a high, perhaps these 2 matches and go out on a high. And also the fact that someone you pursued with Ajinkya Rahane, Bhuvneshwar Kumar has a as an upper hand as far as as far as Rahane is concerned. He has dismissed him 6 times. 6 times. So they might very well make early inroads tonight. So I think as far as KKR is concerned, see, you talk about teams. There are players who have contributed heavily, say a Shikhar Dhawan or a David Warner, so, who have consistently performed, and they have at least scored 500, almost 400 plus runs. That is not the case with any of the KKR batsmen. They haven't contributed in the entire IPL. So I doubt maybe they might end up winning tonight's match as well, but
Yeah.
not much hope as far as KKR is concerned.
I do feel Shreyas Iyer as a captain single-handedly, who's somebody who's contributing maybe more than 100% to the team, but so much of shuffling, so much confusion, the others not being able to click. There's not much that he can do, and he's being helpless. So, what would be his mindset going into the game today, Abhijit?
Well, I think as an athlete, as a player, all you think is go and follow the process. I think you think too much about the result. That is going to affect your game. So
Hmm.
I know it's a bit difficult for KK now to qualify the playoff, but there's still a slight chance. And what least they can do is just follow the process, give your best. You know, just take every match by match, or rather power play for 6 overs. And I think if KKR does that, I think they still have a chance to end on a high end. I completely
Yeah.
agree with Devashish that there's a very, very less chance of KKR finishing in the playoff. Even though if they
Hmm.
win the last 2 matches from here, they just get 14 points. But what matters is, is this the jersey you're representing, and how good at the end you're playing the cricket, whether you're doing the justice to your skills. So I think that's what matters. And I think if the process has been followed, I think that's what everyone did. I think that's what the great teams do. That was the great athletes do. So if you follow the process of playing the best sports you do, I think then at the end, and it's not for the individual. It's not only for the Shreyas Iyer. It's not only for the Pat Cummins or others.
Hmm.
Everyone
Hmm.
in the team has to do that. I think that's what we have seen in that's the difference between the Gujarat Titans and the LSG. I think what they've done is
Right.
just went there and played their best cricket. I think that was the
And
difference.
you're playing
Is
for your future. A lot of them are playing for their futures.
True.
In
True.
all the
True.
teams that are
absolutely,
struggling, they're
absolutely.
playing for their future. Just not KKR. In Mumbai, Tim David has grabbed his chances. Liam Livingston have grabbed their chances. See, a lot of the teams know that they're not good. KKR
Hmm.
have not played well enough to qualify. Simple as that. This is a game about playing well, and they haven't. Okay, uh,
And
happens
despite
in
they were,
sport. Happens all the time.
despite initially they were at the top of the table, so
Yeah.
they were looking a good team. I think to me it was surprising. I was expecting KKR to be in the playoff. And
I
today
think,
at this
yeah, just like
time,
we were saying this about SRH, that they probably won't do much. On the other hand, KKR se ummeed zyada thi. I think we always thought that they have the potential and they will be in the fight somewhere, but it just went the other way for them. And I feel the biggest reason was this shuffling. And I mean, a player like Aaron Finch, who's a big player, of course, but they have still picked him sometimes, dropped him sometimes. Joy, your thoughts on probably Aaron Finch should have been given more games this season?
I don't think so, Priya. He's played for 9 franchises in 14 years. So if you're that
Yes.
good a player, if you're that hot a player in the IPL, you wouldn't have played for 9 franchises. Has Rohit Sharma played for 9 franchises? Has David Warner played for 9 franchises? You look at the daddy players, none of them have played for 9 franchises because franchises don't let you go. So for some reason, just like Owen Morgan, Aaron Finch, he hasn't hit off in the IPL. And he's got enough chance. He's played many franchises. And when a franchise lets an Australian captain go, obviously he hasn't done the job. What they've done for the country, both these players, they've not been able to do for their franchise in the IPL. They've done well in Big Bash and in England, but not in the IPL. The reasons we can talk till the cows come home. But the reason here is that we say KKR was doing well first couple of games. That's it.
Yeah.
After that, where is the form? Where is the form of Venkatesh in the beginning, Ajinkya in the beginning, Nitish Rana in the beginning? Where is the form of those players?
Yeah.
So this game is about form. Look at the teams that are. You look at the numbers. You look at the numbers of the teams that are on top. You look at their 1, 2, 3, 4. And look at KKR's 1, 2, 3, 4. You look at Mumbai's 1, 2, 3, 4. You look at Chennai's 1, 2, 3, 4. Doodh ka doodh, pani ka pani. This game is about form. You got to put runs on the board. The bowling is always back KKR. It's the batting that has let them down. This was the same in Dubai last year. They played really well in the second phase. Venkatesh Iyer was in godsend. All that happened in a jiffy, in one flow. But flow you can do well 1 year. To be really good, you got to be solid every year. Just like Mumbai was, just like Chennai was. KKR was between 2011 and 2016. Always in the playoffs. Winner 2012. 13 qualified. 14 missed champion. 15 missed out. 16 again qualified. 18 qualified. So that means there's a flow of performance. And that is only will happen when your big players and your bulk of your players are in form with bat and ball, whatever their line of expertise might be. But KKR, I thought KKR in the auction weren't good enough. I thought they didn't retain. They should have retained Rahul Tripathi. I thought the bowling wasn't strong enough. Umesh Yadav was again godsend. He's never done well in IPL, not this well. But this is just this. And in spite of, we've got two guys in the for the season, game changer player of the season. We've got two guys in the top 5, but our team is number 7 or 8. So it just goes to show how much little the others around have done.
True.
Just like to add a couple of things. KKR got Shreyas Iyer and Ajinkya Rahane, the two Mumbaikars, and they know the pitches. I've seen Ajinkya Rahane playing in the time shield. I think he has played so much of cricket in Mumbai. I think everyone is know. So I think taking that advantage of playing at 3 of the venues regularly, I think that hasn't been passed on to the other batsmen in the. I mean, surprised like Ajinkya Rahane. He's not even consistently in the playing 11. So it's I mean a big advantage they had, and KKR hasn't utilized that. I don't know what's happened like at the
Exactly.
starting of
The only one person I think they have really been able to back and just stick with is Nitish Rana, who was not performing in so many of the first few games, and then we saw him in the last game. And that's what probably they needed to do with other players and maintain an order instead of causing that confusion, because जो opener आते हैं फिर वो confuse हो जाते हैं, उनको बाद में नीचे भेज देते हो.
No, in this team, Nitish Rana has to play because where is the replacement? If you look at the guy sitting out. You can't. He's doing it in some games. He's not in form, I agree.
True.
And Ajinkya Rahane, to his defense, he's a fabulous 50-over and test match player, a legend of Indian cricket. But T20 has not been the strongest version. He's also played for a lot of franchises. He's never consistently played in any of them. And also, we remember when he played, the 200 games were going on. He's more suited now. The games have gone down by 40 runs. So that will suit his bill a lot more. You want somebody like him because now the pitches are slowing down, a lot of cutters, spinners are coming into play. So with 160 games, Ajinkya Rahane fits in the bill. With 200 games, it might be of a misfit.
True. Pat Cummins being out, again, he was somebody who they kept picking, sometimes even dropping sometimes while he was there. Now he is anyway out because of his hip injury. But that is going to...
Dropping him was a surprise because he's playing. He's not like Aaron Finch, who's played 14 years of IPL. He's just started. Give him a proper run.
Exactly.
Let us be able to say that Pat Cummins played 10 games or 11 games and did nothing.
Yes.
Didn't do anything. They treated him very shoddily.
And now that he's not there at all on the side, that would put some responsibility, more pressure on Tim Saudi, Umesh Yadav to deliver with the ball. Right, Debashish, your thoughts?
Yeah, absolutely. They have the onus will be on them to take on the responsibility with Pat Cummins missing out. Varun Chakravarthy, another player who KKR has invested a lot. They have retained him, so it's high time that Varun also starts performing because
Performing.
with the T20 World Cup in 6 months from now, he should come up with a brilliant performance because I presume that he would definitely be in that T20 side for the series against South Africa. But then the problem with Varun is that he has been very injury prone. So that has been his biggest concern. He is not fit enough when you compare it with other players. So I think KKR, as far as bowling is concerned, it's once again relying heavily on Umesh Yadav. He has given KKR the early strikes and power plays. Initially, he was the go-to bowler as far as KKR was concerned. Then suddenly that injury happened and he was out of the side. Team Saudi was not in the playing 11 initial few matches. He can, so there has been a lack of consistency as far as the squad, that playing 11 is concerned. So
Correct.
for a good team, so someone like a Gujarat Titans or a Lucknow Super Giants who have done well consistently throughout this season, they have stuck with their playing 11. There has been changes, right? Definitely there has been changes, but that too one or two changes. But for KKR last match they have made as many as 5 changes. So it's good that they have stuck with almost the same squad, barring the two changes that they have made. But one would hope that
And the
KKR
two
does well.
changes are also
See,
forced because Pat
being a
Cummins is
Kolkatan,
not
I
there.
would love.
Devashi, the two changes are also forced because one guy
Yeah,
not being there also changes everything. So
poor
one
changes.
foreign player goes out, so now Billings can play, so Sheldon misses out, and because Pat Cummins is gone, now Umesh comes in. So it's
Yeah.
actually one guy going away has made all the changes. Yeah, please carry on.
Right.
Right. So,
So
yeah.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
Debashish, continue.
Yeah, so Jadip rightly said. So it was somewhat forced changes, but I still believe that that lack of clarity of the roles, that has been the biggest concern for KKR throughout the season. Because I definitely feel there has been too many team meetings, team bonding sessions, but where's the clarity in the roles as far as KKR players are concerned?
Absolutely.
I don't see any clarity of roles. Means you see a Gujarat Titans or a Lucknow Super Giants or and the other teams who have done well, or Rajasthan Royals for that matter as well. So there has to be a clarity because in international cricket, the roles the clarity of thoughts is a paramount if you want to do well as a team, which is not the case with KKR in this season.
Absolutely. I'll come to you, Damini, for closing comments. I know you're a KKR fan, but what is your pick today?
Yeah. See, KKR has been very, very inconsistent, as time and again has been said. KKR has to just go and play their natural game, each and every person in the squad will be playing, and just keep things simple, keep that belief in you, and first and foremost keep that character and that mentality strong. Just take a look at how the teams like Punjab Kings the previous night, how they played. They had that hunger in them that we have to at least keep our chances alive. So things are definitely very bleak for the Kolkata Knight Riders, but they just have to keep that character in them, that belief in them, that yes, we have to go and play.
Just play like
And
you
as
played
far
last
as
game. Just play like you
yes,
played last
technically
game.
yes. Technically, yes. Midway, you feel that no, it's going away. Then again, you grab hold of it and you drag it towards yourself again. So yes, I'll definitely go with KKR, provided they just have to play their natural game, have that belief, show character. That's it. Kolkata.
Right. So we still have some hope from Kolkata. Well, as I said, they are probably going to play some fearless cricket today. They don't have anything to lose. The chances are still looking poor. They might just be spoiling the party for the others. But I am on Hyderabad's side because I think they are a more balanced side, and I think they are really going to try and secure their place in the tournament today. But let's see what happens. I will see you all tonight, and then we are going to dissect the match. For now, enjoy the game. Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.